Tracy here with Paper Closet Designs, and today I have a video for 3 new projects that are just in time for St. Patrick's Day. These are the shopping bags, and I have one smaller one and then 2 of the large ones. So let's just go ahead and jump right in and get started. We are going to start with the smaller bag. So the smaller bag has the pot of gold. It has a printable sentiment on the front that says feeling lucky, and then it also has a printable tag, and this one says you are my lucky charm, and it comes with the tag. And then the pot, we have a little shamrock. Put it over here so you can see it. We have a pot that has 2 pieces. It has the actual pot and then it has a brim. If you don't want to cut out this brim piece, you don't need to. It's an optional piece. But if you want to give it a little bit of depth, I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. And then of course it has the gold. And then we have the decorative panel that goes on the front and the shopping bag. So let's start with the shopping bag. All we're going to do is we're going to take this and we are going to score everything down. So we have a tab across the top. We're going to score that down. I'm going to score the bottom tabs down. And then we have on the side, we have 3 score lines. We have one here, one in the middle that splits into a Y, and then one on the bottom. So the top one we're going to fold down, and the bottom one we're going to fold down. And then this middle one with the Y, we're going to fold it up. And we're going to want to fold that Y up a little bit too. It doesn't have to be right on, but that's what's going to give your bag that shopping bag look. And then this last one, we have 2 score lines. We have a top and a middle with the Y. You don't have one on the bottom because that's the edge. So this top one, we're going to fold it down. And then this middle one, again, we're going to fold it up and kind of crease the Y. Okay, now let's go ahead and assemble it. If you want the front to show without a seam, you're going to want the front side to be the opposite side of your tab. So whichever way it's laying is the side that you want. So we're going to go ahead and take our decorative panel and just add some tape to it. This little panel would be lots of fun cut out of like some printed paper, some pattern paper. I'm going to take my glue and put glue along the top of the handle because I don't want it to pop open when I'm folding and unfolding the bag. Bring this over here and just lay it right there. So it goes around the handle and then in between the score lines. Okay, next up, I'm going to take my pot of gold and my gold coins and kind of decide where I want them. If you kind of lay everything out first, you'll get an idea of where you want things to go. So I'm going to glue my gold pieces on first. That looks good right about there. And then I'm going to glue my pot on. And the brim of the pot goes over this round piece of your gold pieces. Just like that. Okay, next up, I'm going to take my brim. Now remember, I said this was an optional piece. You could glue it right on there. You could ink it up and give it some shading. I'm just going to take a couple of pop dots and put it on the back to just kind of lift it up a little bit. So let me cut a couple of pieces of tape off of my roll here. Whoops. And remove the back. And I'm just going to add it right there. to the top, and it gives it a little bit of dimension. I did not, oops, there's my foam piece. It didn't stick, I didn't take the back piece off. Okay, there we go. Now I can take my little clover or Lucky Charm or shamrock, whatever you want to call it, and glue it to the pot. And then the cinnamon, you can just glue on there directly, or you can pop it up a little bit. So I'm going to pop mine up just a little bit. You don't have to do this step. You can, excuse me, you can just glue it directly on there. And if you don't like the saying, you can also delete the saying. Not put one on. You can change it. You could stamp it. If you have some little rubber stamps with the cute saying. Whatever you want to do to make this bag all yours. So there's our little sentiment, feeling lucky. Okay, now let's put the bag together. So I'm going to take tape and I'm going to put it along this tab. And you could also use glue if you would prefer. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to put tape on the two fatter tabs. Oops, and it got stuck on that one a little bit. That's okay. Then we're going to fold this over and match up those two seams right along there. Just like that. Then we can come over here and we can flip the two tabs down, the two skinnier tabs. Does that make sense? So the two skinnier tabs that don't have tape, we're going to lay them down, and then we're going to put the back tab down first, and then we're going to put the front tab down. And just smooth it. If you need to put it on the desk and stick your hand or a ruler or something in there. And there is your bag. And then we have the tag. We're just going to glue the tag sentiment to the front of the tag. You are my lucky charm. And I can squeeze this bag, fill it with whatever I want, squeeze it closed, and then tie the tag on to finish it off. So that is the smaller one. That is the pot of gold. The next one that we're going to do is a taller bag, excuse me, and it is the rainbow bag. And the tag says, lucky little treats for someone sweet. I thought that would be so fun for like your child, or your grandchild, a little neighborhood child, or, you know, even somebody big, your best friend. And then the front tab says Happy St. Patrick's Day. We have the box. Our rainbow has two little clouds and 3 shamrocks. And then the rainbow has 4 pieces. So we have red, orange, purple, and blue, and you can cut those pieces out of any color that you want. And then we also have a background piece that is white. This is an optional piece. It kind of helps in layering your rainbow to get it all on there together, or if you wanted to pop it up on your bag, that's what this piece is here for. But if you can line up those rainbow pieces without this, then you don't need to cut that one. And then we have the embellishment panel again. So next we're going to take this bag and we are going to do the same thing that we did with the last one. We're going to fold everything down. So I'm going to fold my tab down. I'm going to fold these bottom tabs down. When we get to the middle, I'm going to fold this. There's 3 lines. I'm going to fold the first line down. It helps to pull those tabs out of the way. I'm going to fold the last line down, and then I'm going to fold the middle tab up. On these longer ones, if you want to lay it down to do that, you can. And that one has the Y on the end, on the bottom end, and you kind of want to fold that as well. Okay, and then when we get to this one, we have the 2 lines again. So we have the top line and the middle line, no line on the bottom. We're going to fold that down, and then we're going to fold this middle piece up, kind of along the Y. Get the Y folded up. And now we are ready to decorate and assemble this bag. Let's take our embellishment panel, decorative panel. And again, I'm going to put glue right around the handle. And if you didn't watch the last bag, you want to make sure your front piece is the one opposite of this tab. Otherwise, your seams are going to point towards the front of the bag. So we're just going to glue this on here. I'm going to take my rainbow piece, and you want to keep it kind of in the middle because your clouds are going to go on there next. So I'm going to take my rainbow piece. If I were going to pop this up with pop dots, I would assemble up first on here. Actually, let's go ahead and do that anyway. I just don't know how well it's going to show up on my white desk. So I'm going to take the red piece first, put some glue on it, and start it at the top of that white piece, and then bring the legs down to the bottom and make sure they're matching on the sides. And that really is hard to see on my desk. I can hardly line it up. Okay, now we're going to do the orange piece. And put it right underneath the red. Line up the little legs. Next is our purple piece. You can cut these out of any rainbow color you want to. You could have a monochrome rainbow if you wanted to. So if the person you like this really liked pink, you could do it in 4 shades of pink. Make it your own. That's what's fun with these files. And then the last piece. Okay, once that's together and our bottom pieces are not quite exactly even, that's okay because we're going to cover it up with those clouds. So I tried to fix up that white piece behind it. And we are going to go ahead and glue this on. And then we're going to glue the little clouds, and they will cover up those bottom pieces if they don't match up just exactly. Okay, whoops, that didn't hold very well. Okay, next up is our little saying. It says Happy St. Patrick's Day. You can put that on with glue or pop dots. So I'm going to add mine with some pop dots, some foam pop dots. Let's remove those back pieces. Just glue that on. And then you have 3 shamrocks, and you can decide how you want them on there. And you could also add those with the pop dots or just with regular glue. While I have my glue out, I'm going to go ahead and glue the tag sentiment to the front of the tag. So lucky little treats for someone sweet. And these tags are interchangeable too. So if you had the next one, the Shenanigans, and you wanted the little treats tag, you could do that. Okay, let's go ahead and put tape on this longer tab over here, all the way down. So we're going to start at the top and go all the way down to the bottom. I missed the top a little bit. There we go. Then we're going to flip it over. We're going to put glue on the 2 bigger tabs. Let's fold it over. And then match that up right along the seam. Pop it open. I'm going to fold the two smaller tabs in first. The back tab we're going to fold down next. And the top tab final, last. Good heavens. The top tag we're going to fold down last. Go ahead and get your ruler. Push that in there. Go ahead and make sure your bag's going to fold up. And then you can tie a little tag or whatever you would like right on there. Just like that. Okay. So then we have our last one. This is my favorite. It probably has the most pieces. It's the little leprechaun. You've been let the shenanigans begin. I have two tags there for whatever reason. So this one does have a few smaller pieces. So we'll start with the boots. It has two boots, and each boot has a little belt buckle. And then the legs or the socks are two pieces. They have a solid piece and a striped piece. If you were cutting this out of printed paper, you could do this with stripes or polka dots and not have to cut this piece out. But if you're doing it out of solid, you'll want the stripes. Then we have our little sentiment, let the shenanigans begin, and the tag that goes behind it. And then our house, we have our hat, we have the belt buckle and the shamrock, the hat band, and then the hat again is just like the pot. You have the solid hat piece, but you also have the hat brim if you want to layer it or ink it and add it separately. And then finally we have the decorative panel. Okay, so let's go ahead and fold this one. Same thing, we're going to fold across that tab. We're going to fold all of the bottom tabs down. Then when we get to this middle piece, there's the 3 lines. We're going to fold the first one down. We're going to fold the last one down. And we're going to fold that middle one with the Y up. Crease on the Y. And then on this side we have the 2 lines again. We have the top in the middle with the Y. So the top one we're going to fold down. The middle one with the Y we're going to fold up. Better turn it up a little bit so I can get around the camera. And make sure you fold that Y. Okay, let's go ahead and assemble it. So I'm going to take my decorative panel and tape it. Put some glue around the handle. You could glue this whole panel on if you wanted to. And again, we're making the front the opposite piece of where that, oops, you can't see that. We're making the front the opposite side of where that tab is. If you wanted to, you could print this panel out twice and then put it on the back and write a little message or a note. That's an option too. Okay, next up we have our socks. So I'm going to take my solid piece, or excuse me, my striped piece, and just put some glue as we go along up the top and then layer that. The glue will show through a little bit, but it'll dry clear if you're using a clear glue, which I am. I'm using the Scotch Create tacky glue. So then we have the second one. Same thing, just a little bit of glue on there. And now we can decide where we want our feet and in which direction. So if you want your feet, let me grab them. You can kind of have them pointing up, like he's doing a jig. You can have them flat. You could have them cross-legged if you wanted to. I'm just going to do, I think I'll do them at a little tiny bit of an angle, but not much. Just so maybe it looks like he's dancing. And then we can take the socks and kind of slip them right underneath the shoes. And let's add our belt buckles or our shoe buckles. The two smaller buckles go on the shoes. The larger buckle goes on the hat. Let's take our sentiment and we're going to glue it to the front piece. And I am going to pop that up. Shouldn't surprise anybody. Let me get a couple of foam dots here. Move the back, so come on. Just pop it up. And now we're going to do the hat. So I'm going to glue the hat on first. And I am going to take my hat brim and I'm going to cut some really thin pieces of the foam so that I can pop that little brim up. Just like that. And then just add it. I wish I had some black foam tape. That would work even better, but I think that's well enough hidden. And then we're going to add our hat band, a little bit of glue. The hat buckle. And I'm going to do that little piece with another itty bitty piece of foam. Okay, that's even too big. Just because I think it'll be cute. And there is our little bag front. Okay, let's go ahead and glue the tag sentiment to the tag. You've been pinched. And now we can assemble the bag. So I'm going to put tape along this side piece right here. Make sure you get it clear up at the top so that it sticks. Flip it over and put tape on the two longer tabs. You don't need them on the smaller tabs. Let's go ahead and fold that down and then bring this side over and match up the edge. Pop it open. Then we're going to, on the bottom, we're going to take the two thinner tabs that don't have tape and we're going to fold them down. Then we're going to fold down the back tab first and then the front tab. This will ensure that there's no seams showing on the front of the bag. Doesn't really matter if there are, but then you get that smooth look. And I'm going to take the ruler, just push those tabs down, make sure everything's sticking. Go ahead and close our bag and then tie the tag to it. So there you go, 3 little shopping bags that are perfect for St. Patrick's Day. Whoops. If you've missed St. Patrick's Day, these would also work great for spring, especially the rainbow one. You could just leave the shamrocks off of it and use it for spring. If you like these, I do have some others I've done. I did the happy birthday ones about a week ago. So this is the tall birthday candle. This is the tall happy birthday. And then this is the smaller birthday candles. Such fun little bags. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please hit subscribe down below so that you don't miss any of my videos. Give me a thumbs up and have a great day.